The Rome International Film Festival. Learn more right after this.
My college offers classes that meet my educational and career goals.
With opportunities outside the classroom.
Where the faculty know me by name.
My college can prepare me for my career.
I can earn an associate's degree and transfer credits toward my bachelor's.
My college is a state college within the university system of Georgia.
My college is affordable.
It's close to home.
My college has online opportunities.
It's where excellence begins.
We are
GHC, Georgia Highlands College.
Welcome to Community Watch. Greg.
Doc.
How you doing?
Great. Excited.
You are a movie guy.
I'm a documentary guy. I like documentaries.
Well, that's a film. Those
yeah,
are
I know,
films.
but I really like documentaries.
Why is that?
Because I, even though you have to take everything, you have to be skeptical, I just like educating. I like being educated, and I like learning, and documentaries, for me, tend to, inform me about stuff I didn't know anything about. And so a good documentary, man, I can get lost in it. Actually, I'm watching one now called Poverty, Inc. And it's talking about, the downside of international aid. You think with Haiti and all these type of crises that when the aid come in, but they say there's a downside, an ugly side, a dark side to it, because a lot of the NGOs actually make all the money and very little actually go to the people, and it crashes the economy. And so I like documentaries because they give you another view of a situation that I think most of us don't see.
It's interesting that you would say that because we're talking about film festival, the Rome International Film Festival, which is coming up. I think film festivals are kind of like the life of documentaries.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't traditionally show at regular movie theaters. Now, of course, you can watch them on different, channels on cable, I guess. But I think film festivals are often where they are.
It's very common. You see one on Netflix or Amazon or one of those that they've been in Sundance or other won this or won that film festival. So, yeah, I think it's very. I see now more than ever why it's so vital to have film festivals.
Well, we're going to be joined after this break coming up by Seth Ingram, who has been running the film festival the last couple of years, and he's like, he is a fierce manager of this operation. I mean,
well, Seth is a filmmaker, so that makes
so it's like, nobody else gets their way unless Seth wants it. So that's the way it goes. But it's been it did really well last year, and this is
13th year.
13th year. That's pretty impressive. So we're going to learn all about this year's RIFF, Rome International Film Festival, and talk to Seth Ingram. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Packers.
Viking.
Packers.
Viking.
Viking. Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live.
our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We're very happy to have with us today Seth Ingram. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, John.
Welcome back, I guess. You're almost a veteran of the show.
That's right. It's at least my third trip.
Yeah.
Well, Seth, didn't you work at one point with us?
I've helped around
I've
helped around here. I've worn a lot of hats over the years.
Yeah.
He manipulates behind the scenes.
Machiavelli said it's better to be a maker of king than king himself. So
maker and breaker, I guess. So one of the many things you're involved in is RIFF. And your interest in film started, years ago. I mean, you started out in school for film, didn't you?
Out of high school, I went to North Carolina School of the Art for filmmaking. I was there for a bit. Ended up not graduating from there, but I got out of film for a while and came back, and later on I rekindled my passion for it and pursued it again.
You've been making?
I've made films. I've made documentary, and I've worked on a lot of television and film productions before, primarily as a screenwriter and some on the production side.
That is interesting to me, not just the fact that you were involved in it in different capacities, but that you have somehow found a way to do that while working, a regular job.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah,
it's you wear a lot of hats and juggle a lot of cats to do it, but so.
But it's a passion, so I guess you just can't stop it, then, huh?
Yeah. And the film festival kind of grew out of that. I don't know if you volunteered to run it or if it was thrown at you, but it seems to fit you well.
Well, I'm from the community, and I had probably the biggest tie into the film industry of anyone I could find around to run it. So they approached me about it, running it last year, and last year I stepped into it in April, and we had to put on a festival in September, and we ended up having a great festival, a lot of energy, had a great crowd, the biggest crowd that RIFF has had in a long time, and we've really stepped it up. This year is going to be even bigger. We're doing a lot of initiatives that will grow the festival. We're going to grow it economically, educationally, and we're offering distribution out of the film festival this year for the first time, so meaning a filmmaker's film could potentially sign a contract and go on for on-demand viewing or for Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. We'll have representatives here that could purchase a film out of the festival. A couple of our films last year got purchased as well, and we were involved in some of the negotiations with some of those.
Wow.
So you have representatives from...
Accelerator Media is one of our representatives that's going to be coming in to sponsor the film festival, and they're really their interest is in documentary films. They purchase them. They're a broker or an aggregate for the middleman for Hulu, Amazon, Netflix. They take it out for distribution that way. Yeah. So a filmmaker, submits to RIFF, and they have the hopes that if they're selected, that their film could go on to greater things.
So really, this is the, I guess, the function of film festivals like RIFF is that a new filmmaker or someone who's trying to break in, makes a film, sends it to you or to your committee. It is selected. It's found, good enough to be selected for the festival, and then once it is shown, it has a chance of being picked up and
have a life after that. Yeah, and they can get into other festivals as well. We're not the only festival that offers that, but there's not a lot that do. So we're trying to build on that and some of these relationships we've formed with some of these companies. But the way the film industry works is changing with technology. Everything is changing rapidly. It used to be that a film festival was just a place where you would really broker a film there. You had to come out to see the film. Now people can watch most films are watched from your television, not at the movie theater. So taking them straight out to these other outlets, that's the way people primarily view movies, and the theaters are typically reserved for the blockbusters. And so this is really the independent filmmakers have a lot more opportunity now than they've ever had to get their content out there.
So for like an audience member, not a filmmaker, but just someone who's interested in seeing movies, you have the opportunity to see someone at the, maybe the start of their career, or at least see them on the brink of something special.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, well, we meet a lot of people. Several of the filmmakers from last year have gone on to direct major projects in film and the TV world. Matthew Kowalski, who was one of our filmmakers here from Poland last year. His film is currently being workshopped through the Sundance Institute, and he has the Polish Film Commission is backing him to $2.5 million budget for his next film, which he's going to shoot here hopefully here in Georgia, and I'm helping facilitate some of that. And it has the same DP as the movie Black Hawk Down, the director of photography.
Now, when you say DP,
director of photography.
See, I didn't know that. Okay.
Right.
He just wanted to show that he.
Yeah.
But that's just one example. But we have a film that was in our festival last year, Wildlike, has got, you can go to Netflix now and watch it. Film Eat White Dirt, which is a documentary that was at our festival last year.
Did you see that?
See that.
Which aired at the Sidewalk Film Festival yesterday in Birmingham, which is a great film festival. That film got picked up by PBS and is also going to be picked up, I hope, by Accelerator Media for distribution. So we're making things happen behind the scenes.
Eat White Dirt, you need to look for that.
I'll look for that.
Yeah.
Now, Seth, so now with those connections, are there economic opportunities, I guess, for the film festival?
Oh, yeah, I think Rome could be a great destination city for a film festival. It's it's far enough outside of Atlanta, and when some people come here for the film festival, this is what they're here to do. And we're a 3.5-day film festival, so they're here when we have them as a captive audience. They can experience everything within walking distance downtown. Right
so they're spending money.
They are spending money. There is a viable economic impact. Last year we sold over 1,800 tickets to the film festival, not counting sponsors and passes and patron passes. And this year we anticipate that we'll have 2,500 people. And of those people coming in, probably at least a fourth of those, their first exposure to Rome. So it's a good opportunity to showcase our city as well as have an economic impact on downtown.
Now I'm wondering, I remember years ago, very early, and RIFF just had a lot of potential and energy in the beginning. I just remember it being, even the production of it, just the books that came out and everything. And then it seemed like there was a lull period, like it was a little lull, then it seems like it's picking back up again. But I remember being very excited about RIFF when it first started, because it was just like this new thing, and it was just so many films when it first started. So are you trying to get back to that point, or is it better kind of scale back and more selective?
Well, we are bigger than we've ever been in some capacities. We had 800 film submissions this year, which blows away anything that we've ever had in the past. So where we are this year, we are still just doing the one venue. So we like to make sure our films have eyes on them. So we're at the DeSoto. We're going to have just a one screen, and we'll put everyone there. But we hope to expand that next year. We hope to do 2 venues. But you just don't want to divide your audience here, and you want to really advertise it and promote it well so that you'll have eyes on your audience. As a filmmaker that travels here from around the world, you want to make sure that they're watching their film with some people and not just
packed houses.
Yeah, packed houses as much as you can. And we have we've selected 56 films out of the nearly 800 that were submitted this year, and 40 of those films will have representation with them, meaning that producers, directors, writers, actors will be traveling with the film. And I think we have 18 different countries represented from the films that we've selected this year. So in most of those foreign films send their filmmakers to Rome. We actually have a really prestigious reputation as an international film festival. So they try to send the filmmaker whenever they can. And a lot of foreign countries have governmental assistance to help them come when their film gets selected into another into an American film festival.
Yeah. And it really is a community project. I mean, y'all are doing the real work, but the weekend of RIFF, there's movie talk and people gathered all over Broad Street. And I think a lot of the filmmakers stay in some local homes.
Mm-hmm. We have a guest housing program, and we try to keep it downtown, central to downtown, in between the rivers area, so filmmakers can come. Especially we try to place our foreign filmmakers in homes, and they can get a true immersion experience of having someone guide them around the city, tell them, just welcome them in, and then they're walking distance to downtown, and they really love that. We've had and we also, it's not exclusively foreign filmmakers, but we try to really concentrate on the foreign filmmakers to do that. And that was, like I said, it was a great success. We're going to do that again this year. And what was the other question you asked?
That was really it. Which is just as well, because we're coming up on a break anyway. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about some of the particulars of the film festival, so you'll know how to get your tickets. So stay with us. We'll be right back with more after this.
My college offers classes that meet my educational and career goals.
With opportunities outside the classroom.
Where the faculty know me by name.
My college can prepare me for my career.
I can earn an associate's degree and transfer credits toward my bachelor's.
My college is a state college within the university system of Georgia.
My college is affordable.
It's close to home.
My college has online opportunities.
It's where excellence begins.
We are
GHC, Georgia Highlands College.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We're talking with Seth Ingram with the Rome International Film Festival. And what is the date now? 15th through the 18th?
September 15th through the 18th. There's Thursday through Sunday. We'll start Thursday night. We'll kick off. We're partnering with the Rome Symphony again. So
that was really impressive and such a great idea. So how is it going to work this year?
This year we're going to show a silent film, a Buster Keaton film. Buster Keaton is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time and one of the most, I think, underrated filmmakers of all time as far as the way he framed shots and he did his own stunts. And I mean, everything about Buster Keaton is impressive to me, but we're showing his film Cops, and Sam Baltzer has written a score to go along with that, and then we'll show a couple of short films after it as well. But the symphony, there was a great experience last year. You mix crowds, you get a lot of new people in, and they see the symphony here, and it's a great first impression for the film festival on opening night. So we're going to continue that partnership for this year.
You know, it just occurred to me, because you were on the cover of V3 magazine. Maybe the current issue. I don't know. It's
I'm old news. The college football edition's out now, so I'm a month old.
And you've been on the cover of V3 magazine, so I am surrounded by V3 cover stars. That's a big moment for me. All right, let's get back to that. So, how many folks were you saying we're probably going to have
for the entire festival? We think we'll have around 2,500 people in and out of the gate for the entire festival, and that's for the workshops as well as for all of the films that we present. And we'll hopefully have a packed house opening night on that Thursday night. Which one of our films I wanted to talk a little bit. It's called Head, and it's the producer is Winston Azoparty. And name may not mean anything to you, but he runs FilmMalta.com, which he's in charge of film in Malta, and he's the producer of the Brad Pitt movie World War Z in Troy, and he's got a film in it with I think it's his nephew Joe that they made a short film.
I saw World War Z. No, I didn't. Oh, you'd like it. You'd like that.
So,
yeah.
So he'll be one of
it. Isn't like killing zombies?
Yeah, but it's. You know, I'm not a big zombie guy, but that movie was fun. That movie was fun.
But before the film festival kicks off on that Thursday, September 9th and 10th, we're partnering with the Downtown Development Authority to do some outdoor screenings. And we're going to show some more established films, but we'll also be promoting some of our films on those nights. We're going to show September 9th is at Bridgepoint Plaza. We're going to show Back to the Future. And then like I said, we'll advertise some of our films that night, and then the Saturday, September the 10th, at the Town Green, we're showing Zootopia outdoors. So that's free to the community. Just come on out and bring a blanket.
It's kind of a warm-up.
It's just a warm-up, get you ready for what's to come, and get you ready to watch some films.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned very quickly the word workshops.
We normally do 2 to 4 workshops during the festival. We're doing 4 this year. And if anyone that's looking to break into the film industry, we've got some great workshops for you. We've got 2, basically that's the title of the workshops. How do I break into the Georgia film industry, which Georgia's a booming film industry right now. We're close to surpassing New York for production and being second only to California at that point. But we're 3rd in the country as a production state.
Wait a minute. Are you sick? Wait a minute. Georgia is 3rd?
It's 3rd. It's probably soon to be 2nd. Yeah. As far as films being shot here.
Yeah. I mean, wow. I mean, you talking about possibly surpassing New York. I mean, that's...
Well, we just got the contract down at, forgetting the name of the studio. All the Marvel films are slated to be shot here for the next 7 years. And that's not going anywhere. The tax credit is going to keep it here, and it has no sunset clause in it. It would have to be voted out by the legislature. So as long as that's in place, films are going to continue to come here. And I think that Georgia will remain a production hub for a long time.
Well, tell us.
Go ahead, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I just know I've seen and heard people talk about the need for education to have more people, schools, technical schools and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Because I knew Georgia was doing a lot of films, that schools are even talking about now having the local talent to be readily available when people are doing that.
The university system, in partnership with the technical schools, kicked off a thing called the Georgia Film Academy that launched last fall, and they taught at Clayton State exclusively, and I think they're going to, at Pinewood Studios, that's the studio I was trying to think of, and they're trying to expand that into all the schools, and it's for what we call below-the-line producers, for the grip. Anybody wants to get into the film industry as a grip, as a gaffer, as any of the electrical department, assistant camera, all the stuff. You could go sign up for this in addition to your core classes. I think it's a 2-semester program where anyone can go and they place you on film sets and get you real-world experience, and they try to place you in a job or get a contract with a company. And they just have their first graduating class coming through this last year, and I think that it's worked out for some of them, but people are flooding the state. Also, for production, they're coming in from California, from New York, trying to get the jobs. So there's a lot of competition to get those jobs, but they're out there, and it's going to continue to grow. And as far as our workshops go, so whether you want to get in as a actor in front of the camera, behind the camera, any aspect, we're going to have writers, producers, casting directors, casting agents, all in town. These are all legit, bona fide people that can tell you the proper ways to do that. And that's one of our workshops we're going to have. And for those that are actors that want to do it, one day they're going to go over all that with you, and the next day we're going to have at the workshop, we will introduce you to casting directors, casting agents, if you want to have the opportunity to get with those people about getting yourself listed as talent out there. Another workshop we're doing on September the 17th at 11 a.m. is with Tom Brady, who's a writing partner of mine. Tom Brady was original writer on The Simpsons, and we were working on a project together. He'd also directed several of the Rob Schneider movies, The Hot Chick, some of these films. He's coming in to do a workshop for us on comedy writing and producing comedy. So he's a good friend of mine, and I'm excited about him coming into town to help us with this. It's Tom Brady, not the quarterback.
Yeah.
He says he carries around a case of flat footballs to sign that.
So this is really, so you really see this growing over the next several years and really become, I guess, a signature. It is a signature event for Rome, but really, I guess, with the film industry now growing in Georgia, this really taking off.
It can really, and I think it can be economically very viable for the community. And I think the community needs to get behind the festival, because I don't think that it's, like you said, there was a lull for the film festival, but I think right now is the best opportunity to pursue this and to grow the film festival. And there's lots of opportunity locally for us here in Rome to bring people in and have help our local economy in a big way if we grow the festival properly.
All right, so I want to get my tickets.
Okay.
How much are they, and where do I get them?
There's a lot of different ways to get your tickets. You can buy a day pass. You can buy a pass for the entire thing. Currently, they are available on riffga.com. If you can buy your passes there with a credit card online or PayPal. And opening night events are for sale. We have those tickets printed, and they're available at Kroger, at the Convention Center Bureau, at the DeSoto box office if you want to pick those up. And we will have the other tickets will be available there here shortly. But online is probably the best means to get them right now. But they will be available at those locations I just mentioned if you want to go in person and pick them up.
And
the price?
The prices are for a single block of film at $7.50 for students and $10 for everyone else.
And when you say a block,
is a 2-hour block of film.
All right. So you might see several films during that time.
Yeah, for short films, you could see up to 10 films in a block, or you could see one feature film, which we have a lot more features this year than we've had in the past. And or you can pick up a day pass. And our opening night event tickets are $15, and those are going to go fast. We expect a sold-out crowd for those. So
$15.
That's
not that. I mean, it's something, but it's
well,
it's
not really.
It's not
it's something, but it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a Thursday night, the 15th.
That is Thursday night.
Yeah.
Everything is on Thursday night, it seems like, yeah.
And so a day pass, how much would that be?
Day passes are 20 for, Thursday we don't offer a day pass because it's just the evening screenings. But it's $20 for a day pass for Saturday or a day pass for Friday or Saturday, and I think it's $15 for Sunday, which is just an afternoon through the evening.
So if I want to get, is there
The
like
whole
a
thing.
We have
pass to get me into anything, everything?
You can even buy a VIP ticket. We have some exclusive parties that you can come to in the evenings that only VIP patrons and sponsors are allowed to get into, and we try to keep that prestigious, so you have to go become one of our patrons, which you can get that on the website at riffga.com. Just click on the patrons tab and go purchase a ticket there. And they start around $70 and go up for the entire festival for a VIP ticket. It gets you into everything.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Well, for a nice long weekend, and
you can get a films only pass for $40 for just to see the films, but if you want to get into the parties, you got to pay a little extra.
well,
I know
you got to go to the parties.
You got to do the
You got
parties.
to go to the parties.
But we have some really great events lined up and some really nice after parties lined up, and it's a great networking opportunity for anyone wanting to get into the film industry or for established people networking. We'll have a huge amount of people coming in from Atlanta that are currently in the film industry. It's funny to see my friends that I've known for years, you know, and now they're the people that are working on behind the scenes on these big movies because it's all shot in Atlanta. So it's the climate has changed. We're not just a struggling little Georgia town anymore. We are. We are a production hub, and and Rome can really embrace that, and I think that we should as a community, and it will it has, like I said, a lot of economic viability for the community if they do embrace it and people get behind it.
Now you've got the schedule online, at least today, the day that we're taping this, and you're going to have the publication out pretty soon.
Yeah,
right?
we'll be distributing those, and you'll be able to pick them up at the local area restaurants, at the schools. We'll have them spread out as far and wide as we can get them, and they'll be out 2 weeks before the festival, so you can mark what you want to see, and then plan your calendar accordingly.
When the app coming?
The app?
Yes.
Well, that maybe next year.
If only Seth had connections with some IT people that could help him develop an app.
Yeah. I'm just
you
saying.
have to work on that.
I will have to work on
that. Well, it's very exciting, and
it is
the way that it's grown and continues to grow, and looks like this year is going to be great. I hope you're having a good. It sounds like an amazing job, and I know you've got a board that helps you.
Well, it is a lot of work, and to put a festival together, it really is it's a full-time, year-round venture to plan this, and my wife helps me on it. She's the administrative coordinator, and we spend the bulk of our time working on the film festival. It really takes a lot, but we do have a board that helps.
Well, we need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you the particulars again. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We've been talking with Seth Ingram about the Rome International Film Festival coming up on September 15th through 18th. The website is
riffga.com.
And you can look at the schedule there. A lot of other information, some great special things for kids too, so be on the lookout for them. Go to RIFF. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Community Watch.